So this is Daniel, Riku Strife, and today the vlog's about video games. Can talk a lot about video games, so it might take a while. Before we start though, just wanted to say that is, like I said, it's not my life, but I am very passionate about it. I only play it like 2 hours a day, so that's still 22 hours that I don't play video games. And okay. And you notice how she mentions me every video? Almost. That's because, see, I speak French, and I hypnotized her in French. But she's unaware that I hypnotized her, because she doesn't understand French. Anyway, so now we'll start with the video games. I like a lot of video games. Like my favorite one is Chrono Cross for the PlayStation 1. It's an RPG made by Squaresoft. Why I like it? Well, it's unique and there's no other game with gameplay like it. It has traveling between two worlds. The story is really good. The world is interesting. There's like a lot of unique places. There's like 44 characters in there to play with. Most of them are not important, but they all have unique designs. Some of them pretty cool. And the music is like one of the greatest in any video game. And I listen to the soundtrack just to listen to music. And my favorite song is from that game. And it's my favorite game, but like a lot of games. My favorite series would be Final Fantasy. And it's just like that's like very 13 main games on the left side of it. And every game is at least good. Enjoyed every one. Like Final Fantasy 7 would be my favorite because it has Yuffie and Cloud Strife, who I'm Riku Strife, so I'm named after him, and Riku from Final Fantasy 10. And I played all of them except for 3 and 11. 3, it was released free. I'm gonna play that. It was remade for the DS, but wasn't released outside Japan until recently. And 11 is an online game, so I didn't get that one, but I will be playing 11 shortly because Bambi wants me to play with her. And I think Lexi should get that game too, so I can play with her. And she likes MMORPGs. And then there's a Kingdom Hearts series. That's another one of my favorite. I first picked it up because it was Final Fantasy, and it was made by Square Enix. I didn't think much of it because it was Final Fantasy made with Disney. Didn't know what it'd be like, but it turned out quite well. One of my favorite games, and the gameplay is great. My favorite games in that series would be, well, the first one. I liked the first one because it was simple. Before it got complex, it was just a simple, nice story. And then in Kingdom Hearts 2, and later it got more complex with the nobodies and all that. But still really fun. And then Birth by Sleep was another good one. It had another good story and the gameplay. I don't know, my favorite gameplay between the second and the Kingdom Hearts 2 and Birth by Sleep. Birth by Sleep has a lot of in the other Kingdom Hearts there's not much magic that being used, but Birth by Sleep with Aqua you can use a lot of magic, and they have the cool forms that they transform into. So if they made a Kingdom Hearts with the mix between Kingdom Hearts 2 and Birth by Sleep's gameplay, it'll be great. Hopefully for Kingdom Hearts 3. Or Dream Drop Distance for the 3DS, that one looks pretty cool too, so hopefully one of those two do that. And I like the Jak and Daxter series for the PS2. Is probably my favorite action game. Kingdom Hearts action RPG. This is just a pure action adventure game. That it'd be Jak and Daxter and Uncharted 2. The Uncharted series are my favorite action games. What was that? Oh, and Sly Cooper series is another one of my favorite action. But that's more of a stealth game. I'm not really a fan of stealth, but that one was really well done for stealth, and it wasn't all being quiet and hiding all the time, so it was fun. And then And I like the Zeldas. Well, I like the Nintendo, the Mario, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, Zelda, and Metroid games. Though I don't like the Wii controller and all that. I don't like Kinect. Those weird controllers. I just like playing video games. They haven't done anything. It's a fly that keeps flying on me. Yes, I like the Kinect. I don't like Kinect Wii controller, PlayStation Move. I don't like that. It's not bad, but they haven't done anything that makes it worthwhile compared to a normal controller. And then there's the Wii U, which is coming out, which has like a weird controller. I haven't seen when it's done yet, so no judgment on that. But it seems to be. I still prefer the other controller. But the DS with the stylus, that was really well done. So yeah, it's got the motion control and the Kinect and all that stuff. Don't like that. Yeah, but Mario, I played every one mostly. And I haven't played Mario 64, but I played Galaxy and all the 2D Marios and Brawl. And the sports games are pretty. I don't like sports games, but the Mario ones aren't that bad compared to most because there's power-ups and all that stuff. It's pretty cool. I don't like Mario Party, but other than Mario Party, I like all Mario games. Paper Mario. Lexi wants me to play through that. I'll play through it eventually. And I played through it some. It's pretty funny. And then there's the Super Mario RPG for the Super Nintendo. That one's pretty good. And then there's the Zelda. I played every Zelda game. My favorite would be A Link to the Past and Twilight Princess and Majora's Mask. Majora's Mask because you had the transformations you transformed into Deku, Zora, or Garon, and that was pretty cool. And it's like, and everyone says Ocarina of Time is the best, but Majora's Mask is just like Ocarina of Time, but with the gameplay is the same with the transformation. And then there's like time travel back in time, and it only takes place 3 days. And it's pretty unique the way it was done for a Zelda game. Twilight Princess, it's just really well done. I felt epic and like that. And then A Link to the Past, just my favorite because it was just great, and it was when it started with the huge worlds, and it's the one that made Zelda what it is today. Then there's Metroid. Well, I haven't actually finished the Metroid game, but they're because I get bored of them. But while I play them, they're fun. Like the Metroid Prime. That's pretty interesting. Yeah. And then Brawl. Well, Super Smash Bros. That's a great series. You can play it. Just pick it up and play anytime. Always fun. Then there's Shadow of the Colossus. I have to mention that game. It's very atmospheric, like you're the only character, and you have just you and your horse and your girlfriend who's dead, and you're trying to revive her. So you and your horse are the only characters in the game. So it's very lonely world, and they make a good job of making you feel lonely. And then you fight these huge colossi. There's like 16 of them, and they get bigger as you go along. Some are smaller and fast, but the final one is like huge and takes like 20 minutes just to climb to the top. And then he knocks you down and you fall back to the bottom, and you have to climb all the way back on top. Pretty annoying. But then your horse dies. And it's like the saddest moment ever because he's your only friend in the whole game. And he dies, and he helped you the whole way. And he falls. But then he comes back and he's limping and he's okay. But your character turns into a baby with horns for some reason. But it was a great game. And then there's I think that's all for the the Tekken series. That is my favorite fighting game. I played I haven't played the first one, but I played Tekken 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and Tekken Tag. Pretty great. It has like great characters. Yeah. It's made by St. Phil's Steel Pillar, but they're quite different. They're quite similar, but Steel Pillar has weapons, this one doesn't. It's basically the only difference, but I like the characters and I've been better. So yeah. And I think that's all for favorites. Oh yeah, Little Big Planet. Gotta mention that. It's creating your own levels, it's cool. And it's just cute. And when you have like 4 people playing, it's like really fun online. 4 people going through the levels, and there's like millions of levels because everyone makes them. That's really fun. And that's thinking of anything else. Oh yeah, BioShock. That one's another very atmospheric game. I'm not a big shooter fan, but that one was well done. I like shooting games like BioShock and Portal. Games like that that's not just about shooting people's heads off. The thing is that have a bit more to it than that. But, yeah. And now for the games that I don't like. Call of Duty. I hate Call of Duty. It's one of those shooting games where you like to shoot people's heads off. And it has like the most uninspired world ever made. And who wants to play as the most... And then now those games like that have these most boring marine characters with 0 personality. Yeah. Master Chief, he's just like a guy in a suit. No personality. I don't even know who the main characters from Call of Duty are. Because they're that... whatever. Even Metroid, who never talks. Samus, more interesting because she has personality even if she doesn't talk. And like Link, Mario, they all have personality, but they don't talk much. Mario does little. And yeah, Chrono Trigger, sequel to Chrono Cross. Play that too. So that's Call of Duty and Halo, those type of games. And the Wii Fit and the Wii, they're fun. Like they're playing if you're playing with other people. The Wii Fit, Wii Sports can be pretty fun, but if you're alone, they're not at all. And if like they're your favorite game, yeah, you should play more games. If those two are one of those two are your favorite. And oh yeah, the Disgaea 3. Disgaea series, that's another great series too. Because it's a strategy RPG, like Final Fantasy Tactics or Fire Emblem. I don't really like that genre because I like Final Fantasy Tactics or Fire Emblem, but after half an hour I get bored. But Disgaea is the same genre and I can play that for like all day without getting bored. It's because it's crazy. Like they don't care about if it makes sense. As long as it's awesome or funny, they put it in the game. Like the story, one of the funniest stories in gaming. Because it's just like crazy and they do whatever they want. It doesn't even have to make sense. And the gameplay, like you can have 10 characters and you can pile them on top of each other, and then one character holds 10 on top of him, and then you can swing them around. Yep. And World of Warcraft. I've been given a lot of crap for playing that, but it's not that bad a game. Just that there are better MMOs out there. And there's free ones like Guild Wars and the Shin Megami Tensei Imagine. Oh, Shin Megami Tensei series, that's another good series. Persona 3, Persona 4, and Shin Megami are all part of the Shin Megami Tensei series. And they're pretty unique. Like Persona 3, you're all social links and you have to create it's like a social game, and you're like a social simulator, and you like create relationship with people, and then you can go on dates with them and stuff. And I just think it's pretty fun, and I wouldn't think I'd like that. I find that more fun than the RPG battles in that game. And it is an RPG game, and you go in this tower and you fight them, and that gets kind of repetitive because the levels are all generated randomly, so they're like not very detailed. They're just all the same with like different colors or different patterns, but they're all basically the same randomly. So that gets a little boring, and you can only control the main character. But yeah, it is a fun game, and it's unique, and the story's unique, and it's all anime style, and the music is different. But yeah, that's all. The final, yes, the Final Fantasy series. It is. I liked everyone, and I like Final Fantasy X-2. I even like Final Fantasy X-2 and Final Fantasy 13. I'm a lot of people say they're crap, but I'm pretty sure that I enjoyed them. Like, I'm playing them and I was having fun. It must mean I enjoyed them. I mean, the people say like Final Fantasy 13 is linear. Yes, it's linear, but the world looks great, and it's fun going through the levels. They're one of the best level designs because you have like this huge world to look at, even though you can't travel through it because it's like one straight line. You can still nice to look at, and the gameplay is like fast and it keeps you going in one direction instead of getting lost. Like in Final Fantasy 6, halfway through the game you get lost in the story. You don't know what to do, and you don't know where to go. But then in this game you always know where to go. And then there's one part where it opens up and you can do like blind missions and side quests and stuff. And the stories, I like the stories. And I liked Fang and Lightning and Snow and Saz and Hope. And I think all of the characters are emo. They like to say they're emo, but like Hope, you see he's emo, but he's 14, his mom died, and the whole world government is after him, and he's only 14. And he like complains for like 5 minutes. He cries for like 5 minutes at the beginning of the game, and then he's all angry and wants revenge for Snow, who let his mother die. So like he's only like whining for 5 minutes, then he's angry the rest. And then after that, then he comes to terms with his mom and he becomes cheerful again. So he's not emo at all. People say Cloud in Final Fantasy 7 is emo, but he's not emo at all. He's like, let's mosey, and he dresses up as a woman to save Tifa. Not emo at all. He's pretty. At the beginning of the game, he's selfish and an ass, but then he becomes nice, and then he goes crazy because he finds out that his whole life was a lie, and it's made up all in his head. And then once he figures it out, he becomes a leader, and he's like, let's mosey, and things like that. So he's not emo at all. In Advent Children, he was a little emo, depressed, but I mean, he had his best friend died that he just found out, and that he had forgot about all these years and was living his life because he thought he was living his friend's life, but found out that he died. Aerith died because then he blamed himself for it. And he had this disease that was going to kill him. So yeah, he had reason to be upset. But then, once it was cured and then Sephiroth came back and he had something to do, he was all, let's do it. He's no longer depressed. So yeah. I think that's the whole video, yes. I mentioned a lot of games, so I don't know how long this video is going to be. And I'm sorry for it all being all over the place. I have a lot to say about video games, and my mind wanders, and there's like lots to do. And if you want to know where I am, this is the field in back of my house. It's a huge field, like that's all my property, and there's like a brook at the end. But I didn't want to go in there because it's all wet, and this is not my camera. It's my parents, so if I dropped it, it'd be broken and it'd be theirs. And then if you don't know if you can see it with the camera, but there's my house all the way over there. Okay, so bye, and it's the longest video ever. Okay, and there's one thing I forgot to say. Lexi, Nicole, and Betty, if they ever meet, whenever I see you, I'm gonna tie up in a chair and make you play all through Chrono Cross, because you haven't played it. And it's the greatest game ever. I threatened to do the same to Lucia, but she's played it since. So, you three are next. Okay, that's all.